Good damn morning, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again. Make sure you take your hind parts over to jerichogreen.net, $3.99 monthly subscription to see my videos first. I post them on my website before I upload them anywhere else, jerichogreen.net. Now, Americans, the future of America is looking worse every single day. Those who are observant can see that something bad is going to happen soon. If it does, are you prepared? Do you have enough food, water, and supplies to get you through hard times? If not, check out My Patriot Supply. They are the nation's #1 preparedness company, and they've served millions of American families. Right now, you can save 25% off of their popular 4-week emergency food kit, which will keep you well fed with 4 weeks worth of breakfast, lunch, dinner, drinks, snacks, totaling over 2,000 calories a day. This food stays fresh for up to 25 years if properly stored, so it will be there if and when you need it. In fact, the way things are going, you might need it before that 25-year mark. So don't wait. Go to preparewithjericho.com and claim your 4-week emergency food kit. You'll save 25% off if you act right now. That's preparewithjericho.com. Do not wait. Get it today. Now, as I told you in the previous video, I had more. So welcome back to Dumb Shit California edition. So you remember that We Spa in California, where the lady who recorded the video was complaining because there was a man in the women's locker room with this dick out. Now, I'm pretty sure I haven't been to every spa and every gym across the country, around the world, but I'm going to go ahead and assume that in the women's locker room, there is a 0 dick policy. No dicks in the women's locker room, because if you have a dick, that makes you not a woman, and clearly it's for women. Women's locker room. So this dude was in there, had his dick out. That lady, she was the only one who recorded it, but there were other women standing out there, and apparently there were some little girls in there too. Fathers, how would you feel if your wife and daughter went to the spa to get a little girl time, and then some dude had his partially erect penis, that is true, out in plain sight? That would probably, I don't know, make my blood boil. That would probably piss you off. Well, the We Spa was like, well, we know, and transgender and and all that stupid shit. Bottom line, there's a penis in the women's locker room, can't have it. Well, they're transgender and we try not to, and we're here and inclusive and all this stupid shit. Well, guess what, guys? Don't worry. I will have a link in the description box so you can see the bullshit yourself. Guess what? This man that went in there and pulled his dick out is a convicted pervert. Get out of here. Yeah, he was convicted a couple years ago for doing what? Guess. No, guess. Yeah, you in the back. That's right. Pulling his dick out in public in front of women and little girls. Right now, he's being charged again with, guess what, guys? You got it. Pulling his dick out in public in front of women and little girls. But I thought he was just a transgender person in there living his transgender life, not bothering anyone. Why are you evil, mean, conservative assholes picking on this guy, girl, who's just in there starting to get some slices of cucumber on her eyes too? Well, I'll tell you why. Because that's not the case. Who would have thought that some pervert would have taken advantage of our new soft stance on everything? Who would have thought? Here, you want another California's a commie piece of shit cherry on top? Remember how earlier this year it became legal for a prisoner to be put in the prison that they identify with sexually? Remember that? Guess what, guys? I know you're pretty smart, but I'll tell you anyway. One of the inmates got pregnant. Get the fuck out of here. So hold on. You put a biological man and a biological woman in a confined space with zero observation, and the woman got pregnant? No. If I had pearls right now, I'd clutch them. Well, of course, dumbass. When you put a man and a woman in a room with 2 beds in it, somebody's gonna go, hey, yeah, into the other one. But I thought in order to go to that prison, you had to be taking hormones for a year and blah, blah, all this other stupid shit. Hey, guess what? If you're a man and you're looking at years in a men's prison around other men, and all you got to do is swallow some fucking pills for a year, you've probably been swallowing worse than pills since you got there. So all you got to do is swallow some pills. I'm a lady, and they're going to put you in a women's prison overflowing with women? What dude wouldn't do that for a year? Take some pills. Hey, hold on. Ow! That pinch hurts. I must not be dreaming. What is this shit? Of course she got pregnant, idiot. And of course that dude who had his dick out in the women's locker room is a convicted pervert. Man, who's running this popsicle stand? So yeah, the guy who whipped his dick out in the women's locker room is a pervert. No shit. Now, moving on, something a little closer to home. So there's this high school near where I live called Salinas High. And there was this huge scandal. Now check this shit out. So these students thought it was a good idea to get this black baby doll, and they named her Shaniqua, right? And so they put a little bandana on her. It looked like a little ghetto baby. So the kids are passing the doll around and they're taking pictures. This was at a football jamboree. And the jamboree is when a bunch of teams get together. They come to one, they pick a high school, come to that high school, and all the different teams play each other in like a tournament. So this was the jamboree at Salinas High School. The kids are passing around this little black doll and they're taking pictures with it. And some of the kids who took pictures with it and posted pictures online were teenagers, and they were ASB members. The ASB is Associated Student Body, you know, like the good kids, and they do all the little events and stuff, and class president and all that. And so some of the kids were cheerleaders, some of the kids were ASB, some of the kids weren't. Some of the kids were white, some of the kids were Mexican, some of the kids were mixed, and some of the kids were black who were taking pictures with this fucking doll. So here we are, drowning in 2021. So what do you think they said? I know. They said it was racist. So here we go. So we get the local chapter of the NAACP, and they send a representative. They have a 4-hour meeting. School board meeting for 4 hours. Students getting up there, I as a school and racist, and I as a student of color, and I feel unsafe, and they say this and do that, and it's a culture. Okay, why didn't you say anything before? Why didn't you do something about it before? Students, parents, faculty. Since this is such a horrible culture, and it's been like this for years. Even when I went here back in the day, and my daughter, and I feel as a student of color, all this shit. Where the fuck were you before? Nowhere. So this stupid little dog gets passed around, and you can smell this shit. You can smell the adolescent stupidity from a mile away. These are teenagers around other teenagers doing dumb shit. Of course they're going to do it. Of course you're going to look at it through the prism of adulthood and think, how could they be so stupid? They're teenagers. Let me tell you a quick story. I'm trying to tell you a story. When I was in high school, my junior year, there was this movie that came out called Dead Presidents. And in the movie, they robbed this armored car, and the people robbing the armored car, it's actually a really good movie, but the people robbing the armored car paint their faces white, and they paint black around their eyes and around their lips, so it looks kind of scary. So a group of my friends decided they were going to paint their faces like the Dead Presidents characters and come to school. Good idea. It actually looked pretty cool. They were in all black and like beanies, and their faces are painted. The shit looks crazy. Well, they waited too long to get the stuff for the makeup for their costumes, they couldn't find any face makeup. So one of them got the bright idea, let's use shoe polish. That's right. They applied shoe polish to their faces. They found the white face paint, but they couldn't find the black, so they decided to use shoe polish. So what do you think happens to human skin when you put shoe polish on it all day long? Well, there's this thing called a chemical burn, and they had it around their mouth and their eyes for weeks. The shit was hilarious. Every time I run into one of them, 20 plus years later, I always say to them, remember that time you guys put shoe polish on your face for Halloween? That's teenagers. They're dumb as fuck. If you get more than one teenage boy together, their IQ drops. Okay? So all this bullshit, and of course they're using this to shove CRT in there. Well, now, since this campus is so racist and the teachers didn't do anything, now we must, and all the kids involved in racial sensitivity and critical race theory, we need this now to combat racism. The superintendent, this stupid motherfucker said, we are going to eradicate racism and discrimination. You can't do that, idiot. These are humans. But this is perfect. This is exactly what they needed to sneak to Trojan horse that CRT bullshit in there. So of course, an investigation by an independent party. Meanwhile, one of the flyers they put out to advertise this school board meeting had a picture of one of the girls on there who posed with the stupid baby doll. That's fucked up. She's a minor. So the little black baby doll, and they made an Instagram page for it named Shaniqua, and they called her Shanigger. And then when they were done with her, the kids threw her out in the street and were stomping on her, and cars are running over. Yeah, fuck that little black baby. Guess what? So after their independent investigation, they discovered that there were 27 students involved in this scandal, this debacle. Finally, we are shining a light on the ugly racism of Salinas High School, which we didn't do shit about for years. So, 27 students involved. And of course, this dummy gave a racial breakdown. So there were, out of the 27, 12 of them were Mexican. 9 of them were white. Like 3 or 4 of them were mixed, as they said, and 1 black kid. I don't know if that adds up to 27, but here's my point. What they wanted was for all 27 kids to be rich, white kids. So that way they could say, look at these evil, rich, white motherfuckers. Just because they're white, they're evil and racist. Yes. And they would finally justify their SJW searching for racism under every rock hard-ons. But here's my question. If damn near half the kids are Mexican and 3 or 4 or 5 of them are either black or mixed with black, then where's your racism? Now, if all the kids were white, you might have something there. You might. Sorry, only 9 of them were white. So over half of them were lower on the color chart. So where is your racism? And if you want to point the finger at somebody, I think you probably have to point it at the Mexican kids, since there were 12 of them. Or, how about, here you go. Come on. Here comes the truth. Here we go. Open wide. How about this? How about there was no racism and it was a bunch of dumb teenagers doing dumb teenage shit? How about that? I think that's far more likely. Think of the dumb shit you did around your friends or with your friends, or how much stupider you got when your friends were like, do this, do that. Just think if we had cell phones and cameras everywhere when we were kids, it would be the same stupid shit. But everybody is on this search, on this hunt for virtue signaling SJW points that they're doing dumb shit like this. A 4-hour school board meeting? Where's your 4-hour school board meeting for teen pregnancy? Where's your 4-hour school board meeting for low test scores? Where's your 4-hour school board meeting for gang violence? Oh, I'm sorry. We filed that under don't give a shit about it. We decide to shine a light on this bullshit that turned out to be bullshit. You should have seen them up there wearing their kente cloth masks and shit. I'm a black this and my black kids and blackity black. And it turned out that 4 or 5 of the little motherfuckers involved were black. So where is your racism? I'll wait. Man, let me get the hell up out of here and wrap up my state mandated meal period. The only good thing California's giving me. But you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Please subscribe. Hit that notification bell because every time it rings, a piece of shit lefty cries. Get your Jericho Green notification tone link in the description box. Utilize a PayPal link, Teespring link, and JerichoGreen.net. I am Jericho Green. Man, I'm out.